Forge Gang! Let's go! Alright, this is your host Warhammer, back with a review of every death in Dragon Ball Z. Defeat the Super Warrior, I'll be the winner. So this is the third Broly movie from the 90s. The third and final 90s Broly movie. And so basically this is the Broly clone movie, and I gotta say, this is not the best movie exactly. The pacing, the plot lines and stuff is not really that good overall. So Jaguar, and Dr. Rain are the primary villains of this movie. And they basically create a bunch of bio-mutants. They're a lot like the bio-warriors Kashimi, Mizokatsune, and those guys from The World's Strongest Guy, or from The World's Strongest, the Dr. Wilo movie, or the movie with Dr. Wilo as the villain. So Dr. Rayan is basically a lot like Dr. Dr. Giro, and he has a bunch of these genetically modified or biofluid warrior types. So the biofluid warriors, or the biomutants and stuff, he's funded by Jaguar, who is basically bullied as a kid by Mr. Satan. So he tricks Mr. Satan and invites him to his citadel on this island, his retreat, or his condo on this island. And they're in the laboratory, and Goten and Trunks are fighting the biomutants and stuff. And then they find out that Dr. Rayan has a clone of Broly. And it was in fact the witch doctor, or the shaman, Kitoshi, or Meloja from the previous movie, who collected blood samples from the dead Broly after Gohan, Goten, Trunks' fight against Broly, and gave it to Dr. Rain, and he created a clone, the Broly clone. So Goten and Trunks basically forced the scientists to wake up the Broly clone. Broly clone wakes up, but he is not fully mutated into a complete biological entity, and the biofluid composition breaks down inside of his body. The cell structure and the biofluid breaks down, and he mutates into a completely weird green-looking mutant thing, and also transforms into a legendary Super Saiyan. So Goten and Trunks transform into Super Saiyans, and they kill and maim a bunch of biomutants, and the Broly clone melts away into the bioacid. Or apparently he's burned into the bioacid and destroyed by it, but in fact he absorbs it. Now, Jaguar's mutant clone monster dog, Heya, jumps into the biofluid and melts away and dies. And also, in another scene, in Kitoshi's, Kitoshi tries to break into some room, and he's stealing cash, but the biofluid consumes him and he dies. And a bunch of scientists are trying to escape into an elevator, but the biofluid gets in and kills them all. So a bunch of scientists from Dr. Rayan's team die, and all of the biomutants are all destroyed and die. And at the end of the movie, the Broly clone absorbs all the biofluid and it makes him grow in size, but contact with the seawater turns him into stone, or into salt. and then Goten and Trunks fire ki blasts and kill Broly Clone. And that's every death in Dragon Ball Z. I will defeat the Super Warrior. I will be the winner. Also, I was mistaken. The name of the second Broly movie is Super Warriors Can't Not Rest. Two dangerous men, Super Warriors Cannot Rest.